Boomers. How can boomers reclaim our feminine power? This week I had an author on my YouTube channel called, her name is Alana Kaivalia, and she wrote a book called The Way of the Satisfied Woman. But to talk about it in terms of older women, really the concepts are the same. But in a world that has long prioritized masculine ideals of success, competition, logic, relentless ambition, many of us, especially women, have felt disconnected from our true nature. But what if there's another way? A way that honors our wisdom, intuition, and emotional depth. A way that leads not just to success, but to deep, lasting satisfaction, because satisfaction is success in the feminine world as we reclaim our feminine power. So today we will dive into reclaiming our feminine power and what it means for boomers, how we can harness it, and why it's the key to living a fulfilled, purpose-driven life. Whether you're a woman seeking to embrace your authentic self, or a man wanting to understand and support the feminine energy in his life. This conversation is for probably all of us, really. Despite the progress that women have seen in terms of women's rights, and many of us still struggle with balancing the masculine and feminine energies. Society often rewards the assertive person, especially the assertive man, and independence and logic, traits traditionally associated with masculinity. But what about intuition, emotional intelligence, and compassion? The truth is, our feminine strengths have always been our superpowers, not obstacles to be overcome. Women, and particularly boomer women, have spent decades as caregivers and nurturers, problem solvers, and we have navigated careers, raised families, supported spouses, and kept entire communities together. But now, as we step into our later years, it's time to ask this question: what do we need? What truly fulfills us? And how can we shift from constant giving to a state of receiving and satisfaction? So the traits that we must invest in or embrace: feminine energy is not just about being gentle or emotional. It's about a powerful force that's characterized by receptivity, being open to life's experiences without trying to control a thing. And it's about nurturing, offering kindness to ourselves, not just to others. And the intuition that women are very well known for. We have to trust our inner voice and wisdom, which we have honed over a lifetime. And our creativity, we need to hone creativity, expressing ourselves freely, whether through art, writing, or problem solving. It's all a creative act. Adaptability, flowing with life's changes rather than resisting them. Many boomers were raised in an era where women had to work twice as hard to be taken seriously. But now it's time to honor these innate strengths rather than suppress them. There are 4 keys to feminine satisfaction for boomers, as outlined by Alana. Many of us have spent our lives chasing success as defined by society, money, recognition, and achievement. But at this stage, we're realizing that true satisfaction comes from something much deeper. Here are the 4 essential elements for a fulfilling life, as outlined by Alana. Well, number 1, safety, the freedom to be ourselves without fear of judgment or retaliation. This includes emotional safety, personal boundaries, and surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us. Number 2, security, not just financial security, but emotional and spiritual stability. As we transition into retirement or new ventures, we must redefine for us what security means. And 3, trust. We have to trust in ourselves. We have to trust our intuition and the people who are around us. Trust allows us to take risks, form deeper relationships, and let go of control. And number 4 is cherishing, feeling valued and honored both by ourselves and in our relationships. This means practicing self-love. And in fact, if we don't love ourselves, really, that's the main thing we have to start with. We have to love ourselves. This means practicing the self-love, setting boundaries, and being surrounded by people who recognize our worth. Imagine a life where these 4 elements are our foundation. Let me just repeat them. Number 1 is safety, 2, security, 3, trust, and 4, cherishing. Wouldn't that feel more fulfilling than simply chasing traditional success? So first, we have to break free from toxic patterns. Many women of our generation have found themselves in toxic relationships at some point, whether in marriages, friendships, or even the workplace. Gaslighting, manipulation, and emotional abuse were often dismissed or tolerated, but we no longer have to accept that. We don't have to accept that in our politicians. We do not have to accept it in anybody. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, open communication, support for each other's goals, the ability to resolve conflicts with understanding, and maintaining our own identities. Now, in this phase of life, we have the power to remove toxicity and build relationships that nurture and support us. Our feminine intuition is really our greatest asset. So, intuition is often dismissed as just a feeling, but it's actually a powerful decision-making tool, one we've sharpened through decades of experience. To strengthen your intuition, practice mindfulness techniques and meditation, spend time in stillness, and listen to your inner voice, which comes from your heart. Journal, write this stuff down. Write down what your gut feelings are and reflect on how they guide you. Body awareness. Notice when something feels off. Your body senses truth before your mind does. And trust your first impressions. That first instinct is often correct. And your intuition, in closing, is a gift. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Mythology and the modern boomer woman finding your personal power. Throughout history, feminine power has been reflected in mythology and archetypes. But many of these stories have been buried or distorted. And you can look at the fairy tales too as a signal for feminine power underneath the words. Which of these powerful archetypes do you resonate with? For instance, the wise woman, Athena, Sophia, a lifetime of wisdom ready to share and guide. The warrior, Artemis, Durga, a protector of justice, standing strong. Then there's the creator, Brigid, Saraswati, a source of inspiration using creativity to heal. The transformer, Kali, Persephone, capable of profound change and rebirth. And then the nurturer, Demeter and Kuan Yin, bringing unconditional love and care to the world. So can you identify your personal myth? This can be profoundly empowering. It allows you to own your narrative and step into your true power. And as you identify which archetype and which feminine principle you align with, you use that to live your life. What values can these archetypes bring into your daily life? So we can redefine goals in our boomer years. It's time to redefine what fulfillment looks like in this chapter of our lives. Instead of measuring success by external accomplishments, We should focus on what truly brings us joy and peace. Here's how to curate your life for satisfaction. Define what fulfillment means to you, not society, what it means to you, not your past self, what it means to you, and your present self, what it means to you. Prioritize joy, whether through travel, hobbies, or new ventures, and say no more often. That's the operative word. Don't just keep saying yes and resenting doing things you don't want to do. Saying no more often only gives energy to what nourishes you. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your journey, and do celebrate often, and celebrate other people's accomplishments in their intuition, in their power, and in their joy. Reclaiming feminine power isn't about rejecting ambition or success. It's about creating a life that feels deeply aligned with who we are. As boomers, we are not past our prime. We are stepping into a new era of wisdom, influence, and purpose. The world needs more of our perspective, compassion, and leadership. So let's embrace this journey together. What are your thoughts on reclaiming your feminine power? How have you found fulfillment in your life? Share in the comments below. And don't forget, I am developing a Dear Boomer community, which is pretty much ready to go. I just have to make sure everything is working. Please like and support this channel with a subscription and a comment. Thank you so much.